Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Now come on in. Now come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondi Blue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondi Blue. Hey, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Now come. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? All right, let's get into the first scene that we're going to talk about from Belle Collective is Selena and Shantae Soguchi, Sophia sitting in the little bitty pool having a conversation. And to be honest with you, I'm going to just tell y'all off rip that I feel like Soguchi wants to have an issue with Selena. Like it seems like her energy feels as if she's almost too nervous to come to a better space with Selena. I'm not getting that from Selena. Selena seems very down for whatever the conversation needs to be. But it's like Shantae is just kind of like with this very nervous energy in the way that she's talking to her. And I want to say that I feel like that is somewhat of a signifier that somebody is in an abusive relationship. The way she's very, well, it's like she's anticipating a pop off that hasn't even happened. And I think that usually happens because people are used to somebody popping off on them. They're used to experiencing discourse in a certain way. And so that's what they expect from somebody else that they're having discourse with. I really feel like it's really a JJ problem more than anything. But let's let the clip play.
I know that we've been in the same room lately. So whatever happened between us at that wig mixer, you were full of emotions. I was full of emotion. But for the betterment of the kids, we need to come to some kind of common ground.
I want to rewind back to the mixer. You had a problem with me being there. You charged at me. It just seemed like you came over there to intentionally not speak to me.
Your version of the incident is different from mine. I did press charges because I was...
Okay, so this part right here where she says, your experience is different from mine, is it? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think you just won't be truthful. You won't be truthful. But if you ask me, I think you know exactly what you was doing. I think you went in there on bullshit. I think you showed up knowing that Selena was going to be there. There was an option she would be there, and you were ready to get in her and Latrice's ass because this your show. This is Soguchi show. I think JJ probably bucked your head up even before you got there. Because when you got there, you had an attitude, as far as I'm concerned. And I do think that, like Selena said, you charged at me. Like you charged at me. And to me, I have an issue with the fact that Sophia refuses to take accountability for the fact that she was aggressive in this interaction that caused for her to get knocked upside the head, therefore embarrassed.
Upset. I did have to go have medical attention, and my guard's up now.
So why are your guards up?
I left there with a knot on my damn head.
But you charged in me, honey.
And that's, I'm not going back and forth with that.
What you mean I'm not going back and forth with that? Like, it's almost like she wants to have this come to Jesus moment without having to admit her part in what happened. And that's wild for me. That's wild that you think we about to have a sit down conversation where you about to apologize, or you supposed to be apologizing. Girl, why? Girl, I'm sorry. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. You sit down to have this come to Jesus moment and you won't even take any accountability for what you did, but you want Selena to apologize to you for defending herself. That's an issue for me. That's the issue for me, that you want an apology about how she defended herself, but you don't want to apologize for charging at her. And when she says the reason why you had the knot on your head is because you charged at me, I don't want to go back and forth. Then you don't want to deal with how it started. You just want to place blame at my feet.
I don't have an issue with you, and if you're going to be at all the gatherings that the Belle's going to be at,
because I've been before. There was a collective.
and that's fine.
Talking about if you're going to be, I've already been there. Sophia, Shantae, Miss, I've already been at the events. Shout out to Tisha.
But now,
I've been friends.
if you're going to be at all the gatherings, you know, we're having this conversation. Okay, I mean, no.
So yeah, I don't
understand it's the best thing in the world.
Right.
So that's what I'm trying to get here today. You know, I'm just trying to be on common ground with you for the betterment of the kids, so they can have a relationship with their dad.
But they can't even have a relationship with their father unless they have a relationship with you first.
That conversation, Selena, you need to have with him.
I'm not talking about them. I'm saying you as a wife. Why don't you tell him that if that's not what you want?
What? Don't put words in my mouth.
Now, what do you mean? Don't put words in my mouth. Do you see what I'm saying about this conversation? It's not coherent. It's definitely I'm so like nervous and ready to fight that I'm not even coming to the table relaxed enough to hear where I was wrong so that I can be accountable, and then also hear you out on where you were wrong so you can be accountable. You're not actually trying to have that conversation, because if you were, how are you going to say she's putting words in your mouth for saying, if you don't have an issue, why don't you say this to JJ? Because JJ is making it seem as if his issue is because of So Gucci. It's because of Sophia, because the girls don't like Sophia, because Selena Molly whopped you upside the head. And if it's all about how he feels about you, why don't you tell him you don't have an issue, you don't have a problem, so we can move past this? And then you say, don't put words in my mouth. So do you have an issue? Do you not want to move past this? What do you mean I put words in your mouth? What did I say that you don't agree with right now? Girl, this is a stupid conversation.
That's not what I said. I am trying to convince my husband to have a relationship with your girl. So don't put words in my goddamn mouth.
Girl, and see, that's what I'm saying. Like, what is all of that? Like, what you mean put words in your goddamn mouth? I'm trying to help him have a relationship with your daughters. Those are his daughters as well. And if that's really the case, can you please explain to me, like, why you're saying I'm putting words in your mouth? If you're trying to make it better, and I'm saying, then why don't you say something to him? Girl, is it me who feel like that doesn't make any sense in this moment? Like, whatever she's doing right now is nonsensical because her emotions are so high?
I'm not saying that.
Who put words in your mouth,
I just
honey?
said it.
I'm going off what you said.
Girl.
Honey.
And look like you still got an attitude.
No, and then all of that. Don't put words in my goddamn mouth. And I'm not going to go back and forth with you about that. It seemed like you still got an attitude, honey. Girl, what? Girl, what? You are the one that can't have this conversation. You are the one that's turned up. You are the one that cannot admit to what actually happened in the moment. Girl, what?
I don't have an attitude.
I mean,
you the one cursing, honey. You the one cursing, honey. So who have an attitude?
I mean, it's on your face. Facial expressions are everything.
I'm smiling.
It's not about facial expressions. It's not about facial expressions. I can have a response to how you're coming at me. That's what's happening. You're reading the face of someone that's trying to understand why, if we're trying to bring it down, you keep bringing it back up and then acting like I'm doing it. Girl, what?
I'm in a better place mentally, you know, and I know you're angry.
Gaslighty as shit. Gaslighty as shit. I know you're angry
because this involves
I'm hurt.
I'm sorry.
I'm hurt.
And I know you're hurt.
I'm really hurt, and I'm not playing. I'm hurt. I'm not angry. I'm hurt.
I was wondering if Selena was acting in this moment, like turning it up for the cameras, because, you know, Selena is going to turn it up for the cameras. But I do genuinely feel like this is sad to her, for her girls not to have a good relationship with JJ, because I do think that always was a sense of pride that she had, that even though they weren't together, he still was there for the daughters. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I did look at her a little bit like, girl, you look like you squeezing them tears out real hard, my girl. But what I did notice, whether she was being emotional or not in the moment, Sophia looked at her so dead in the face, like she didn't give a fuck about her tears at all.
Bitch.
I'm sorry you're hurt. No emotion whatsoever. No emotion whatsoever. And I low-key feel like you at first wanted to show her that you didn't really have any emotion, but she wouldn't stop crying. So at some point, you were going to look like the bad guy and you know it. So you decided to hug her.
I've been holding so much in. Over the years, I've always tried to. Have I done anything to you?
Let me just tell you.
Because I don't know.
If we can work on our relationship, everything has to fall in place.
I'm real emotional right now because I am thinking about all the years.
To me, it seemed like Sophia is trying to find a way to not have to put this on JJ.
That I have kept my mouth closed to this lady. And I know I've never done anything to her or my ex-husband to deserve the treatment I've been receiving for all of these years.
Give me a hug. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Nah, that part. All right, but you're really crying. All right,
you don't have to hurt me, okay? I'm seeing her a little bit more because I'm a mom, and we gotta set an example for our kids. We can't be around here pulling off wigs, and we can't do that. And I'm not doing it anymore.
I don't go around hitting people if I feel like I'm in a situation to where I have to defend myself. Then I am. And I apologize. That's not me. I don't fight. I'm just glad we did have this conversation.
But it's going to take time. Because my husband is pissed. So I'm just want to be upfront with you.
And what is he pissed about? What is he pissed about? Let's break it down. But the fact that she my husband, like, girl.
Yes, parent, he pissed.
You only
and this is the first step.
Bitch, I know. He used to be my husband. I know what he feel like. And then later on, her and her daughters have the conversation, and her daughters feel like it was fake. They feel like it was fake, and she was only doing it for the moment, for the reality show. And I do feel that way. I feel like it's two things. For one, I think she does on some level feel bad about what's going on with the kids. I do. I think that she is scared of JJ and his responses to things. I think she's always been envious of Selena for whatever reason. And I think that she tried to keep her off the show. And when that did not work, now you're going to try to come and make up with her because it makes you look better to the public. And nobody wants to be getting their ass ate up by the public on any of these own network shows, child. They could barely take it. Okay. And so inside of the house, as they were having that conversation outside,
I thought I saw some ketchup. Hold on.
I'm hungry. Girl, I got you.
Did you say you were hungry? And she made my food.
Okay. So we're going to have to talk about the fact. Okay. First of all, I want to say this. So because of our girl, Erica De Niro, I started reading this book by the guy. She was talking about that documentary. The book is called Full Service by Scotty Bowers. So I started reading that book, y'all. And it really makes me feel like when I say that more people are sexually fluid than they like to admit, I know this because I hang around, you know what I'm saying? I'm bisexual. So when you are bisexual, you know that there are a bunch of closeted people, and you know there are a bunch of people that really do kind of go both ways, but don't want to admit that because that's not acceptable, especially not in the Black community. That is, I feel like, even more violent towards people who don't fit inside their little neat boxes than white people can be sometimes. I think that, like, because white people did, still do and did have their time of like policing gay areas and all of that to the same degree that they do to Black people, like real shit. They just stopped it because somebody was like, enough is enough. And it was enough of them in power positions at some point. But essentially, it just makes me feel like even when men don't consider themselves bisexual or gay, they will have sex with other men. And if nobody's watching, they would have sex with other men for money if they think nobody's going to find out. Most of them, like a lot of them, more of a percentage of them will fuck another dude if nobody was going to find out about it, or get their dick sucked by another guy, or suck another dude's dick, like the same shit that Tank was talking about, that it is exploration. And I do feel like it's exploration, and people should not get so caught up. We should like start to unbind ourselves from that, because it's really more so oppressive and detrimental than it is good for anybody. Like the idea that y'all can continue to bully and punk people into being who they aren't, and all they're gonna do is just do it behind closed doors. They're gonna do it in secret. This is why glory holes were a thing. People fucking in bathrooms and all of that. You would hear about senators who were against gay marriage back in the day, and then find out they were in the airport bathroom getting their dick sucked by a stranger, like in a men's bathroom. And like that's a normal, y'all. It's a normal occurrence. Reading this book, how many people was out here like just sexually fluid, and it not being as big of a deal as everybody makes it out to be. And there are some individuals or some groups of people that actually feel that way. White people have been able to get to that space, rich white people specifically. But essentially what it just reminds me of is that there is homoerotica a lot of the times in the tension, and there is a lot to people not being able to be who they are in this society, which leads them to the terrible things that they do sometimes. Like I'm gonna just keep it a book. A lot of the books that I've been reading recently are based in like the 50s, 60s, and 70s. So these people are dead now. So because we're so like removed from that time frame, now everybody wants to tell the truth about what was actually going on with these people. And a lot of times people that were going through all of the things they were going through, whether it was drugs or, alcohol or, whatever, being abusive, all of that shit, a lot of it has to do with the fact that they can't be who they are. A lot of the men are fucking gay and they can't be gay and they're angry about it. And it seeps out in the way they treat other people, the way they treat women. And I think also, the way gay people are looked at, even when they are old, rich white men, it's an annoyance to them that it's not viewed the way heterosexual sex is. And I think there's some anger in that, and some like resentment in that. And it shows up in the way people act. And so I say all that to say, when we get to the situation with Marie and Latrice, is given, I think, in deep down, these women are gay. I think these women are gay. I do. Even if they have not admitted it to themselves, I think these women would probably feel freed by having sex with a woman. I do. And then when it comes to Latrice, I low-key feel like Latrice is in some type of abusive lavender marriage, because Cliff is gay as fuck to me. The more I read about these men, the more I'm like, oh, Cliff is absolutely gay. Yeah, I knew, but like, nah, nigga, you're gay. You're gay. Like, and I wonder what type of nasty, like, freak shit he did in secret and in private as a young man, especially looking the way that he does. Like, being in the South, being light complected, light eyes, curly hair. Like, you're not going to tell me that Cliff didn't get his dick sucked by some man at some point. And the way they act out their relationships with other men and the way that they act out their relationships with women, a lot of the times it dictates what's really going on, in my opinion. The reason why Cliff is so disrespectful to Latrice. Like, yeah, you with her, but you also hate her. Okay? Do y'all think some people say experimenting and just don't want to admit they're just bi? No. I'm going to tell you what it is. I feel like essentially there are people have sex, and they can have sex with a man and be a man. They can have sex with a woman and be a woman. And it doesn't mean that they want to be in a romantic, long-term relationship with the same sex. So in their minds, if they prefer women, they're not gay. If they prefer men, they're not gay, or they're not bi, because they can do it, but what they actually like and prefer is one over the other. Okay? And I do feel like sexuality is fluid, which is why you will find a lot of bisexual men who would say they were bisexual ended up being with men anyway. Like, that doesn't happen all the time, but a lot of the time it does. And I think it's a spectrum. I think sometimes people want to fuck both. Sometimes people want to fuck, the same sex. Sometimes they want to fuck the opposite. But reading this book and listening to how many people were like this how many police officers just out of nowhere because they felt safe with this white man who looked straight but had something about him that they just assumed they could, like, this man was taken advantage of so many times and just didn't see it as that. Like, literally people just pulling his dick out of nowhere. He fell asleep in a park. He woke up to a man jacking him off. He was like, he was such a sweet fella. We became friends after that. Like, what the fuck? He talks about having sex with all of these different priests. You know what I mean? How he wasn't even a fully grown, young man yet. And so he's letting them like rub off in between his legs or just kind of cuddle him. And sometimes they're so emotional and he feels bad for them. He feels sad for them, feels like they're good people who just can't be who they are. And so, them fucking him, a child, is okay in his mind because to him, it's fine. He knows this is what people need. So it's okay. Y'all, the book is crazy. The book is crazy. If you're actually like, interested in a good messy ass read, but he get into some nasty shit, y'all. He get into some nasty shit. Not shit he's done, but the shit he knows other people are into because he's somebody that would get them whatever they was into. So if you like being defecated on, he gonna find you the person that like to defecate on somebody. Like, it's crazy. Okay. But yes, Cliff is like Montrose from Lovecraft Country. Yes. I still think about Cliff looking at that stripper's penis and then having to call his good girlfriend to tell her about it. Do y'all think that some people say, oh yeah, I missed that? No, I think that some people really are bi. I think people don't think about sexuality as a spectrum. They think about it as hard lines for societal norms. Girl. But I feel like it might be a little bit more. There is a time where people are really like figuring it out. Like, I don't know which one I like more. Like, and then eventually they decide. But then when you really think about it, why does it matter? Why does it matter? You know what I mean? So I said all that to say Marie and Latrice and the flirtation that is happening, that's because there's some truth to it.
To make that burger for Latrice.
Marie, you got my burger ready.
It's coming. We in the NOLA. I want to sprinkle a little magic on it to get some act right out of her. Maybe she'll start treating me better and leave me alone.
The fact that Marie is cooking you a burger.
Exactly.
Girl, I told her she wanted it. This ain't real.
And now that I think about it, Marie is the one that started the shit with Latrice from jump. And I wonder if the reason why she decided to pick on Latrice is because she was attracted to her. And so I need to make it a fight between the two of us, because if we would have actually act like we like each other, then people may think we were fucking. I like when they get along too, but they're always flirting with each other when they're getting along. And please understand how quick women that want to fuck you can go to being your enemy. It's insane.
Relationship right here. Love, yeah. Because I wouldn't make your ass a damn mayonnaise sandwich. Not the way y'all go back and forth. So I think with me and Marie, like, Marie hurt my feelings. It was a lot of things.
And you hurt my feelings.
I mean, you put a lot of stuff on. You hurt me. So for me, with
Marie, you never take any accountability, and it's quite annoying.
Marie, I think like we started off, even when we first met, it was like on a bad slate. And ever since then, like it ran downhill. I feel like, look, get on a good level, but then something else will happen. I don't know whether it's social
Your
media.
thing, social media, you feed into it.
No, when people tweet, it.
Hold up, y'all. I'm sorry.
I thought I saw some picture. Hold on.
I'm hungry.
And we ain't about to do all of that. We ain't about to let it start all the way over, child, because we on Instagram. But I'm going to just say, they can say what they want to say. I think they both respond to the things that happen on social media. So that's, girl, whatever. The men come back after Selena came in, took a shot and left. Of course, everybody was like, oh, y'all came back inside without killing each other. Hallelujah. You know, all of that. And then when the men come in and JJ finds out that So Gucci and Selena had a conversation, he is now quiet and upset. He was upset, girl. He was mad. He was like, what I didn't say, what I didn't told you. And see, I guess that's just how women are. Now they just finished all of the men sitting together and lying to each other and themselves, talking about how, oh, we as men, we can just talk about it and get over it. But when it comes to Selena and Shantae, they keep trying to talk about it and get over it. But JJ, you the fucking husband, don't want them to. What's that? What's that? When I tell y'all JJ looked like a little ugly pug, Okay, he looked like a little ugly pug dog. I really started paying attention to it this episode because he wasn't doing all of those theatrical facial, because sometimes he do so much. I don't want to look too much into the light. It might burn my eyes. You know what I'm saying? That's how I be feeling about him. The ponytails is too small. There's always something on that's too small. He just give me creepy old man vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like he just give me creepy, like somebody that'll stand in front of you and just start rubbing their nipples and shit. Like don't do that in front of me, sir. You are creeping me the fuck out. Okay. But it's definitely giving like a bulldog face ass nigga. Like it's definitely giving that. Okay. I'm trying to see if we gonna get stanky ass nigga. I'm trying to see. Oh my god, y'all. I hate this dog, bro. I hate this nigga, bro. Oh my god, that is rancid, Jew. For real. Oh no, don't wake up. Oh, it woke you up. The smell of it woke you up, huh, nigga? Jesus Christ. Dogs, y'all. Dogs. All right, hold up.
Y'all guess what?
Y'all did
Latrice is literally eating a burger from Marie. Y'all bitches out there hugging at the pool. I am here for it,
y'all. Well, I'm about to take this shot and I'm about to escape for the men's club.
Yeah, you better leave it. Because you ain't made up with Jay.
I'm about to take your phone.
What you mean I better leave because you ain't made up with Jay? Girl, fuck that skinny anorexic ponytail wearing ass nigga. Square head, bop it looking ass nigga. I can't stand. Ooh, girl. Them two dead ass ponytails just holding on for dear life.
Oh, y'all coming in a little bit too late.
Too late?
So can I tell y'all what just happened real quick?
Yeah.
Marie. No.
Letitia is such a fucking producer. She work on my nerves.
She what?
Marie Latrice said she was hungry, and Marie cooked up some burgers.
Hey, it was actually really good.
Somebody must put some voodoo goddamn on somebody down here in New Orleans, cause there been some weird going on.
This trip was everything, y'all. From the bottom of.
So whenever y'all see somebody like spell it hey, get down. NAWLINS, like New Orleans. Please understand that that's how somebody from Mississippi says New Orleans. We actually pronounce the new. I don't know if anybody like it's actually New Orleans. Like we say New Orleans. We don't say New Orleans. No. New Orleans.
On my heart, it was just what we needed. Thank y'all so much. It was everything. I mean, you have Marie doing burgers for Latrice, Selena, and so Gucci had a conversation.
Oh, they did what? I can't goddamn look. I can't win for really, man. Let me tell you something. If I'm done with it, she need to be done with it. What? I mean, I guess it's just a woman thing. I guess a man will never understand. Oh no! Hit the cup, Jay. I know that. Hit the cup, man.
I thought I
like what the fuck? Like what is the problem? What is the goddamn problem? Let's move on.
You know, we did a trip to New Orleans and Letitia, she had a brunch, and Selena,
okay, so we ain't gotta play the whole thing. I'm gonna just run it. So when Sophia goes to the park with her daughter Dee and they have a conversation about Selena, first of all, she makes it seem like Selena still wanted to have a problem with her. I don't feel like that's the truth. You be fucking lying. Every time you have a conversation with somebody about a conversation you had with a person you're having issue with, you always come back with half truths. You always don't tell the complete truth about what had happened, Sophia, that work on my nerves about you, girl. But either way, Dee feel like Selena is a non-motherfucking factor, so she don't understand why y'all even doing all of this over Selena. Like Selena, it's like, girl, please. Yes, Selena, your mama been jealous of that lady. It's sad, I know. But either way, Dee says, you know, mama, and they cut the scene up so much because I want to know what the in-between was. But either way, she says, you know, mama, I feel like you don't really show support to me and my brother. I feel like you don't really know what support is. And she's like, well, you know what? You do know what support is when it's towards your husband. whenever it's something with JJ, like you could feel that he was uncomfortable, so you got up to leave and all of that, I need you to be glued into me like that in order to know what's going on with me, because I probably would have never ended up on the bridge if you were actually supportive. And she's crying and apologizing. And I already told y'all, what, the last couple of seasons since we've been talking about this, I've been said that it's obvious when, and this is why I can't possibly believe that JJ and Sophia were primarily responsible for the girls, because it sounds like to me when y'all got together, y'all wasn't really worrying about y'all children like that. That goes both ways. He wasn't really worrying about his daughters like that until they probably got on that fucking reality show. And she wasn't worrying about her daughter and her son like that because she was running behind that man within ponytails but a good ass job. Okay. That's what it's given to me. I also feel like JJ probably, with the charismatic attitude, having a little bit of money, and having Selena as his first wife and his daughters on that show, he is somebody that is put on a pedestal in their community, which is why she would do so much to run after that little frog face looking ass nigga. Okay, it's mad weird the way y'all completely lose yourselves in relationships with people that really don't even deserve you, if we talking about like the physicality of it. Like, and I hate to, be like that with y'all, but I feel like we be bullshitting a lot of the time. Like, be fucking for real. Especially when it comes to how men treat women, because men will treat women like, oh, she ain't shit, but will still want to fuck somebody. You feel me? Like, you'll talk about a woman body like the way Rick Ross and then will get online and talk about women as if women are actually fucking y'all because y'all attractive. So I feel like if there's ever a situation where there is an imbalance in that and a nigga acting like he should be pedestalized regardless, I'm gonna have to just let you know. I'm gonna have to tell you, nigga, you ugly. You're not that attractive. And it wasn't for the fact that you had money and you come from probably a small town and you a big fish in a small pond. If it wasn't for that, you probably wouldn't have been able to get Selena's ass. And if it wasn't for the fact that a lot of young women are bred to be mind controlled by some stupid ass nigga that talk fast with a little bit of change in his pocket. Hello? So regardless to all of that, it is on So Gucci. It is on Sophia. It is on JJ. It is on Selena. Why the kids feel the way they feel about them. And to me, I feel like the girls don't seem to have an issue with their mother. They have an issue with their father. And their father keeps trying to act like, oh, I don't have to be around Selena. Well, if you don't care about her the way you say you do, why do you keep letting her run you out of different events that are important in your daughter's life? You should be an adult and eat it like you're supposed to. Show up. You can ignore her and act like she's not there if you want to, but you show up anyway to support your daughter. You're not even doing that, because in real life, you're punishing your daughters because they didn't pick your side, because they defended their mother against Shantae, who they were there and actually saw how she ran up on Selena. They are aware of the way Sophia treats Selena, not speaking to her, being rude to her for no reason. Sanjay had a lot to say. Sanjay had a lot to say towards your wife. And you want your daughters to acquiesce and not give a fuck about how their mom feels when it comes to you and Sophia. And that's just not how that's about to go. So as a weird ass nigga, as you are, I feel like you're all in your feelings and butthurt, and you're punishing your daughters, and then you're blaming it on Selena. That's what it is to me. So D has every right to feel how she feels. And I feel like it explains a lot about why she wasn't really there for D. And I don't even know if I can trust that she will be there for D the way she says, because I think a lot of these things were as plain as day. But it wasn't until people started saying them on reviews of this reality TV show this season on season 5. And I feel like we've been talking about this shit for a minute. I'm just pointing out how a lot of commentary that I have been given, now all of a sudden they, people acting like they be hearing me and shit on the show. But they'll never say nothing. They'll never say they saw Bondi say it.
So you want
Girl, that's all right. Anyway, let's move over to Latrice and Cliff. All right, so Latrice is getting ready for her grand opening. So she has the salon and the restaurant that are literally down the alleyway from one another, both having in their grand openings on the same day, which kind of makes sense to me. Especially if it's like you're gonna do like hors d'oeuvres and drinks and say everybody wants y'all come over to the grand opening of the restaurant right after we finish this, and y'all can sit down and have a real meal. That to me, that's actually smart. Because it ain't nothing but a hop, skip, and a jump away. It's walking distance. So that means anybody got to get in their car and go find nowhere else to park and all of that shit. So to me, it's a really smart idea if you think about it. And then on top of that, I'm not even gonna front. If they could handle it properly and then have Glenn's party that night once everything has been settled with what Latrice had going on with her business, then I would say even better, because then that's even more promo that same day for Glendale's party. But then it might even make more sense to do that on another day, because everybody gonna be in the building for Latrice's grand opening. And for the actual grand opening of this place, why not have his party on another night to have more people come in on that night, because y'all are all on this show. So more people might show up simply because Glendale's party is at Taste. And the cameras might be there, and y'all know how people are. If a reality star is having a birthday party and they're inviting it, like an open space and people can come, then people are going to come, especially in a small town. So I just kind of felt like it could be a good idea if it is done properly. The problem comes in the way that Cliff talks to Latrice.
To take that,
The thing is, I'm a word. I told him what I'm gonna do. I don't back down for nothing. That's what you don't understand. You want me to get my word and take a
See that? I don't back down for nothing. You gonna have to understand all of that. All of that is aggression. All of that is aggression. He's talking to her with way too much aggression. Do you hear me? He is talking to her with a lot of aggression. And the only thing I could think about is probably how soft he talks to people with penises. How much more respect he might show to somebody who he want to fuck that's a man. I'm just wondering. Or if he's just disrespectful all in all. Either way, I feel like Willie needs to realize that the men don't respect you, because if they did, they wouldn't be playing those jokes like they are. So we'll see how that shit play out next week. We're going to look at the preview of next week's episode in a minute. But yeah, this whole situation, I don't like the way he talks to her. And to me personally, to have to be with somebody that talks to you like that every day, because they always have to prove that they're in charge, that shit is exhausting. That shit is exhausting. It's like it really is some bitch ass shit. Like, you don't feel secure enough in yourself that you always have to act like an asshole and try to remind everybody that you're in charge. And really, it just lets us know how insecure you feel. And she stands there and allows it. Girl, you gonna keep letting that nigga help you betray yourself. Keep doing it.
Oh, what's up?
Okay. Hold up. Okay. So before we go to that, so we know Letitia had No. First of all, so Gucci and Nikesha ended up throwing the little health thing. And I low-key feel like so Gucci wasn't about to do it up to par. So she asked Nikesha to help her, and Nikesha gonna do it right. Much better than that shit Letitia did. So that was very cute. The health fair that they had was very cute. Okay. We move on from that. And then Letitia is having an event or something like that. Was it her? Oh, no. It was a health event. It wasn't a Letitia event. They were all sitting down talking at the health event. And that's when JJ started kind of going in on Letitia, but not telling him that Selena was going to be at the brunch. And she was like, y'all walked out rudely. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the issue is, but I knew who I invited. I just didn't know who was going to come. Either way, Letitia, stop being a fucking snake about everything. You always trying to be a producer. At the end of the day, you could have said Selena's going to be there and gave them the option to get their check or not get their check. Okay, like, stop trying to force confrontation with these people. I feel like either some pressure was put on her or she's just taking that up on her own. But I am feeling like if you don't want to have confrontation with Selena, don't come to taping at all, because we're on a reality show. If there's somebody you have confrontation with, we're gonna have the confrontation. Speaking of confrontation, Marie Monroe gets her doctorate, baby. Okay, shout out to her for getting her doctorate. And Essie, gave her a beautiful welcoming speech when she comes in her beautiful, was it like a lime green outfit? She looked very great. She looked beautiful. And gave her speech. One of her cousins came up there and gave a speech. And I was like, why are they there in like after, they're in like dinner after 7, after 5 after 5 attire. Like everybody is in some type of nice dressy clothing, and her cousin and them are in t-shirts and shit. And I'm just kind of like, did they not get the memo of what we were supposed to be doing here? Like, she had her hair done, that bun was tight as a motherfucker, but she ain't have no cute clothes on. She just had a t-shirt on. I'm like, why would you come to this taping with a t-shirt on, ma'am? Because to me, like, ain't y'all the ones that feel like Marie always shitting on y'all, but then you show up doing less than what you were supposed to do and you wonder why you feel bad? Okay. Just saying. Observations, girl. All right. So everybody show up except for Latrice and Cliff to this event. And so Glendale decides he want to check JJ about the way JJ was talking to Letitia at the health fair.
Oh, what's up? What's up?
Wow. Man, everything good. Just over here talking about my grandson. You know what it's like. You already got a son, so
I do.
I say,
I'm big on family. Oh yeah. Hey, but look, I need to holler at Jay for a minute, real quick, man.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, man. All right, nice meeting you though.
What you got going there, man, boy?
Man, the other day when we was at the healthcare thing, you know what I mean? My wife was feeling some type of way how you was trying to handle her, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You came on like she inviting Selena to be malicious. Selena been coming to her brunches way before any of this started happening with y'all.
What we gonna do? We're just gonna keep excluding ourselves. That's gonna make it better for us, and we'll just leave. And that way, nobody got to discuss nothing with nobody.
That wasn't cool. JJ made that comment at the health fair, so
JJ is a weird bitch ass nigga, and if it did not showcase as brightly in any other moment on this show, I think this was the moment, because it was something about the way he got quiet and just started stirring that cup. And it's because I feel like he didn't want to get into anything physical with Glendale, and he knew Glendale would take it there. So he kept it real fucking cute. Verbally, I think he's one of those men that like to keep it cute with other men. But when it comes to his woman, when it comes to other women, he wears them the fuck out.
Had to. I have to. It's only right to. I suppose to. I want to. Approach her.
I'm over here because I saw Sophia over here.
Yeah.
Y'all can go back and sit down, bro.
No, I'm trying to see what's going on.
Me and JJ having a conversation.
What's going on?
If you got an issue with who she's inviting or sending invitations out to, just come to me.
Even though you got up and you guys were,
I don't feel like he needs to come to you either. I feel like he needs to get the fuck over it. I think he needs to do exactly what the fuck he did. Get up and walk out, and don't check me about it later. Don't check me about it. I'm going to invite whoever the fuck I want to invite to my event. And if you're uncomfortable, do like you did. Get up and walk out. Now, Letitia, what you need to do is stop chasing people out your events. Let them leave. Let them go.
were very rude and left the brunch. I still said it's a business expo. We're going to acknowledge.
And I appreciate that.
She did that.
The problem that I have when we have conversations in private, they're totally different when your husband is around.
No. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
After the conversation with her at the house,
That's it.
I'm ready to move forward.
Good. But your husband revisited the conversation.
He did.
So
he asked you a question.
Yeah.
And my husband,
That's how we're here now.
two different people.
Right. So whatever.
I'm annoyed the way they always like, my husband. Like, y'all hoes act like y'all been married for a year and a half the way y'all can't stop saying, my husband. Like, say JJ, because he gonna say so Gucci Sophia. Like, they don't be like, my wife. Y'all, all of this, my husband shit.
What they talked about, we have no knowledge. And
You're right,
erased from our history, from our mind, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is this? At my graduation party, them back there in the corner arguing. It's not appropriate.
Ma'am, nobody gives a fuck about what you talking about because you do inappropriate shit at everybody else's events. Please go just sit in the back and watch and be quiet. Don't do nothing. You know what we here for.
I hope they wrap their on up and come on join the party.
Y'all gotta understand, this is the first brunch I have been to.
And we're invited to.
And I was mad because you left because I wanted
my
to speak
thing
and you
is-
left.
Personally, I'm sweeping it up on the rug.
Good.
Boom, and I don't feel like talking about Cliff X. Let's go to something else. I'm gonna be honest.
Cliff X. That's a nice way to describe it. That's a nice way to describe it. I wish y'all would stop being fucking fake and say how y'all feel about the fact that that situation took place. That Cliff was fucking with your old lady at some point. Because it's obvious that, you know, Mississippi is full of a whole bunch of abusive ass niggas.
Honest with you, man. Glenn and I got done and got issues, and then all of a sudden you ain't got done to Willie seeing eye to eye with Glenn, got done to Uncle Clifford.
All right, enough of all of that. All right, because I just can't stand him and all of that hemming and hawing he do. All right.
Next on Belle Collective.
It's just organizing your business. It's telling you how to start your business from beginning to end.
Wait, you moving fast.
You're not moving fast enough.
We had see, that's what the fuck I was talking about. I knew that he didn't want to actually, you know, because I don't believe these storylines, but it really was coming off like he didn't want to ask her for her help because it was going to be like, you don't want to do it how she want to do it. You want to do it however you want to do it, but you also don't have the same amount of information that she does. So you're going to go and do it, take longer. Like, you're going to be harder than smart. You're going to work harder than smarter, basically.
At a shooting in our home. And I feel,
first of all, this pastor is wrong for this fucking hair. I don't know what in the eternity is going on here, but he better say something good during this scene in order for us to make this okay.
Lost.
We talked about baptism.
I'm ready for a rebirth.
Today is the biggest day of my life. No one has ever done a door opening.
Everyone, we are walking over to taste.
Glenn was trying to climb over them people, and Willie was like, come on, nigga. Ooh, y'all, that would be a nice fight. I want to see it. Who y'all put y'all money on? I'm low-key putting my money on Willie because Willie was a football player, and he looked like it ain't going to take him much to, like, you know what I'm saying, scoop you and bop, bop, bop on you. But, you know, you never know. Street niggas know how to fight. Street niggas know how to fight. Glenn looked like he didn't got in enough physical altercations out there on the concrete. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely putting my money on Willie. Okay? Listen, he could at least comb that hair. Child, it's so unfortunate what that man had going on with his hair. I don't even know what to tell y'all.